Minimalist small garden landscape design, easy, affordable, and beautiful ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this in-depth exploration of minimalist small garden landscape design. Today, we are going to embark on a journey that blends architecture, lifestyle, and the artistry of nature. We will move through the ideas that make minimalist outdoor spaces not only beautiful, but also practical, easy to maintain, and affordable for people around the world. When we talk about minimalist garden design, we are not simply talking about fewer plants, fewer materials, or a simple layout. Minimalism in landscape architecture is an intentional philosophy. It is about stripping away excess, but also about celebrating what remains. It is about creating spaces that breathe, that bring clarity to our senses, and that balance functionality with beauty. Why is this concept so powerful today? Because our modern lives are constantly crowded with digital noise, with urban density, with responsibilities and distractions. The garden, even a small garden, has become more than a patch of land. It is a retreat, a sanctuary, and often a statement about who we are. In cities across the globe, the average homeowner has limited space. A balcony, a small yard, or a rooftop terrace becomes the only canvas. Yet, instead of lamenting the lack of space, people are embracing it. The trend is clear: the smaller the garden, the more intentional the design. A minimalist small garden is not a compromise. It is a conscious lifestyle choice. Minimalist gardens thrive on clean lines. Straight paths, geometric patterns, and uncluttered borders make a space appear larger and more serene. Just as a minimalist home uses linear design in walls, windows, and furniture, the garden mirrors this philosophy with carefully placed stones, trimmed hedges, and subtle divisions of space. The minimalist garden is never wild, but neither is it sterile. The secret is in balance. A single tree, carefully pruned, can dominate a space. A stone water feature, quietly humming in a corner, adds texture without overwhelming the senses. Built structures like benches, pergolas, or raised planters are designed with straight edges, neutral tones, and seamless integration into the environment. Instead of planting 20 different flowers, the minimalist garden focuses on 3 to 5 varieties, but each chosen for its resilience, its seasonal beauty, and its contribution to the mood of the space. The idea is not to show abundance, but to highlight elegance and harmony. In architecture, negative space refers to the empty areas that allow design to breathe. In gardens, negative space may be a patch of gravel, a smooth wooden deck, or simply a corner of uncluttered grass. By not filling every square meter, you invite the eye to rest and the mind to relax. Minimalism does not mean boring. In fact, materials play an enormous role in elevating a small garden. Think of natural wood decking, white or gray concrete slabs, slate pathways, or crushed stone beds. These are paired with greenery in muted palettes, deep green boxwood, soft gray sage, or light ornamental grasses that sway in the wind. Textures are layered gently. A smooth concrete bench may sit beside a rough stone wall. A small pond with reflective water might contrast with dry pebbled ground. By limiting the palette but varying textures, the minimalist garden feels dynamic without chaos. Lighting is often underestimated, yet in minimalist design it becomes central. Imagine small LED ground lights lining a path, or hidden strip lighting under a bench. Instead of flooding the garden with brightness, the minimalist approach is subtle, creating soft shadows, guiding movement, and highlighting key focal points. During the day, natural light does the work. By placing plants or sculptures where sunlight strikes at dawn or dusk, the garden becomes alive with drama and change. At night, carefully positioned lights create intimacy and mystery. One of the most attractive aspects of this style is that it does not demand a large budget. The guiding principle of less but better means fewer plants to buy, fewer materials to maintain, and less labor over time. Instead of a complex irrigation system, use drought-tolerant plants. Instead of building expansive decks, use modular outdoor tiles that can be laid easily. Instead of expensive sculptures, let a single tree or boulder serve as the statement piece. Minimalism aligns with affordability because it avoids waste, reduces excess, and focuses only on essentials that last. Across the world, several lifestyle movements are converging with minimalist garden design. Sustainability encourages homeowners to plant native species, reduce water usage, and reuse materials. Wellness and mindfulness make outdoor spaces extensions of meditation rooms, yoga decks, or quiet reading corners. The blurring of indoor and outdoor spaces brings glass sliding doors, open terraces, and small patios into seamless conversation with gardens. And the growing movement of digital detox transforms these gardens into phone-free zones where silence and clarity take center stage. Minimalist garden design borrows and adapts ideas from around the world. Japanese Zen gardens with raked gravel, sparse plantings, and meditative stillness embody the spirit of less is more. Scandinavian simplicity blends clean wooden decks, muted plant palettes, and practical functionality, offering Nordic calm. Modernist architecture, inspired by masters like Mies van der Rohe, echoes geometric clarity and restrained material use. What makes these gardens powerful is not only their look, but their feeling. When you step into a minimalist small garden, you feel a shift. Noise quiets down. Space feels larger than it is. You notice the wind moving through grasses, the reflection of the sky and water, the texture of stone underfoot. The minimalist garden becomes a stage where nature performs, and you, the resident, become both the audience and the participant. We live in a time of rapid change, urban density, climate challenges, and shifting cultural tastes. The minimalist small garden is not a passing trend, it is a sustainable response. It teaches us that beauty can exist in simplicity, that luxury can exist in affordability, and that our deepest needs, peace, connection, balance, can be met in even the smallest outdoor corner. Now that we have explored the philosophy and foundation of minimalist small garden design, let us move into the realm of practical strategies. The essence of minimalism becomes truly powerful when translated into layouts, plant choices, and the specific elements that shape the everyday experience of a garden. The key lies in designing a space that feels intentional and harmonious, no matter how limited the area may be. The first principle of strategy is zoning. Even in a very small outdoor area, defining zones creates order. A narrow balcony, for example, can be divided into 3 zones, one for seating, one for greenery, and one for a focal feature. This zoning does not require walls or fences. Instead, subtle transitions are created with materials, plant height, or even lighting. By zoning, you create a sense of purpose and movement, turning small square footage into a dynamic living environment. Pathways are equally critical. In minimalist design, a pathway is not just functional, it is a statement of direction. Simple concrete stepping stones laid across gravel, a single strip of wood decking, or a raised platform leading to a bench all create rhythm. When the garden is small, the pathway guides the eye, exaggerating length and depth, making the space feel larger. Seating design takes on a new dimension in minimalist gardens. Instead of bulky furniture sets, the focus is on integrated solutions. A wooden bench built into a raised planter, or a stone ledge running along a wall, doubles as both seating and design feature. Materials remain neutral and clean, in shades of gray, beige, or natural wood, allowing the greenery to become the primary visual highlight. Plant choices define the character of the garden, and in minimalist design, restraint is paramount. Ornamental grasses such as fountain grass or feather reed grass bring gentle movement. Evergreen shrubs like boxwood or dwarf conifers add structure throughout the year. Succulents and cacti, with their sculptural forms, bring a modern edge. Climbers such as jasmine or ivy are used sparingly to soften vertical planes without overwhelming them. Instead of mixing a large palette, the design thrives on repetition. Repetition brings calm and unity, while subtle variations in height and texture keep the space from feeling monotonous. Water is another central theme. Minimalist water features do not rely on grandeur, but on serenity. A single bowl with rippling water, a vertical wall fountain, or a shallow reflecting pool can transform a small garden into a tranquil sanctuary. The sound of flowing water masks urban noise, while the reflective surface doubles the perception of space. Water features in this style are low maintenance, often using recirculating pumps and simple stone or concrete finishes. Verticality is a powerful tool for small areas. When horizontal space is limited, the eye is drawn upward. Vertical gardens, trellises, or even simple wall-mounted planters create layers of greenery without occupying precious ground. Minimalist vertical gardens are not crowded with species, but arranged with uniformity. For instance, a wall of trailing ferns or neatly spaced planters of succulents can create striking visual impact with simplicity. Materials for flooring and walls also shape atmosphere. Smooth concrete slabs offer a modern, clean look. Wooden decking introduces warmth and texture. Pebbles and gravel provide permeability and contrast. In many designs, combinations are used: a wooden deck framed by gravel borders or concrete steps set within pebbled ground. Each surface is selected to be durable, easy to maintain, and consistent with the philosophy of restraint. Lighting strategy ensures that the garden remains alive even after sunset. Minimalist lighting avoids excessive fixtures. Instead, it focuses on highlighting key features. A spotlight aimed at a single tree, soft ground lighting for a path, or warm underlighting beneath a bench is enough to create drama. Less is more, and the goal is to shape shadows and silhouettes, not to flood the garden with brightness. Modern technology has also entered minimalist landscapes. Smart irrigation systems that conserve water, solar-powered lights that reduce energy use, and modular furniture that can be rearranged as needed are becoming common. These solutions support sustainability while enhancing flexibility, fitting perfectly with the minimalist ethos. Current trends also emphasize edible plants in minimalist settings. Small raised beds with herbs, compact citrus trees in pots, or vertical panels with strawberries merge beauty with practicality. The modern garden is no longer purely decorative. It provides nourishment while maintaining its sleek aesthetic. Architectural elements add depth. A pergola with clean lines painted in matte black or natural wood frames space without clutter. A narrow wooden screen placed strategically offers privacy while still allowing light and air to flow. Raised planters with straight edges introduce structure, doubling as barriers between zones. These architectural features are simple, often geometric, and always integrated into the broader design rather than standing apart. Global design trends are pushing toward hybrid spaces, gardens that function not just as ornamental corners, but as living rooms, workspaces, and wellness studios. Minimalist gardens excel at this versatility because their uncluttered design makes them adaptable. A simple wooden deck can hold a yoga mat in the morning, a coffee table at noon, and candle lanterns at night. With movable furniture and modular layouts, the same space meets multiple needs without ever feeling crowded. Cultural influences continue to shape the future of minimalist gardens. The calm discipline of Japanese gardens remains a timeless inspiration, while the airy openness of Mediterranean courtyards inspires the use of white walls, terracotta accents, and olive trees. In urban Asian settings, minimalist rooftop gardens integrate bamboo, water features, and stone in harmony with the skyline. Scandinavian traditions emphasize natural light, raw wood, and functional simplicity. The result is a cross-cultural evolution where local materials and plants are expressed through a global minimalist lens. The emotional experience of these strategies cannot be overlooked. A visitor stepping onto a gravel path that crunches softly beneath their feet, sitting on a wooden bench warmed by the sun, or watching ornamental grasses sway gently in the wind experiences more than design. They experience atmosphere. The garden becomes a sensory retreat, engaging sight, sound, touch, and even scent. Lavender borders release calming fragrance. A gentle fountain fills the air with rhythm. Smooth stone surfaces cool the fingertips. The minimalist garden engages the body as much as the eye. Sustainability continues to guide decisions. Designers are turning to recycled materials, water-saving irrigation, and native plants that require minimal intervention. This is not only environmentally responsible, but also cost-effective and aligned with the minimalist value of efficiency. Less maintenance means more time to enjoy the space and fewer resources wasted. The garden, in this vision, becomes more than an extension of the house. It is a living, breathing artwork that adapts to daily routines and seasonal changes. Every decision, from the spacing of stepping stones to the height of a hedge, contributes to an experience of clarity, order, and peace. Minimalism does not limit expression, it refines it, amplifying every detail. As we consider the strategies, the plants, the materials, and the atmosphere, one truth emerges. A minimalist small garden is not small in meaning. It expands perception, deepens relaxation, and elevates everyday living. What appears simple on the surface is the result of thoughtful planning, creative restraint, and an understanding of how humans and nature interact. This is what makes minimalist garden design so enduring and so relevant to the lifestyles of today and tomorrow. The vision of minimalist small garden design becomes even more compelling when we look ahead toward the trends and innovations shaping the future. Architecture, technology, and cultural shifts are merging to redefine how outdoor spaces are created and experienced. These developments reveal that the minimalist garden is not only timeless, but also adaptable to the challenges and aspirations of the modern world. One of the strongest trends driving the future is the fusion of architecture and landscape into a seamless whole. Homes are increasingly designed with indoor-outdoor flow as a central principle. Sliding glass walls, open courtyards, and rooftop gardens blur the boundaries between living room and garden. Minimalist landscapes complement this approach by emphasizing continuity. The floor materials inside are extended outdoors, colors remain consistent, and the design language flows across thresholds. The result is not two spaces, but one continuous environment, offering tranquility and functionality. Technology plays a critical role in shaping tomorrow's gardens. Smart lighting systems that adjust automatically to natural light cycles are becoming standard. Imagine lights that gradually brighten at sunset and dim at night, mirroring the rhythm of the day. Smart irrigation ensures plants receive exactly the water they need, conserving resources. Sensors measure soil moisture, sunlight exposure, and air quality, providing real-time feedback. These invisible systems support the minimalist principle of simplicity by reducing visible clutter while enhancing efficiency. Sustainability continues to guide both design and material choice. The minimalist garden of the future relies heavily on recycled and renewable materials. Decks built from reclaimed wood, walls clad in recycled stone, and furniture molded from repurposed plastics demonstrate how environmental consciousness can meet elegance. Plants are chosen not only for beauty but for resilience and ecological value. Native species that attract pollinators, trees that provide shade and reduce heat, and ground covers that prevent soil erosion become essential. Sustainability is not decoration, it is embedded in every design decision. Another trend reshaping small minimalist gardens is multifunctionality. With urban spaces shrinking, every square meter must serve multiple purposes. A wooden deck doubles as a dining area and a yoga platform. A planter box integrates storage space. Foldable or modular furniture adapts from solitary use to social gatherings. The minimalist approach thrives in this scenario because it emphasizes flexibility, simplicity, and thoughtful restraint. Gardens are no longer ornamental corners but central to daily life. Global influences continue to evolve. Japanese and Scandinavian design remain cornerstones, but new inspirations are emerging. Mediterranean styles with sunlit courtyards, whitewashed walls, and aromatic herbs bring warmth. Contemporary tropical minimalism, often seen in Southeast Asia, introduces bamboo, water channels, and lush greenery balanced by clean lines. Desert minimalism, inspired by the landscapes of North Africa and the American Southwest, embraces succulents, sand-colored stone, and sculptural forms. Each cultural influence adds richness while preserving the universal essence of minimalism: clarity, balance, and harmony. Wellness is increasingly central to garden design. Outdoor spaces are being recognized as therapeutic environments. Small minimalist gardens are integrated with wellness rituals: meditation areas shaded by bamboo, decks designed for Tai Chi or yoga, and spaces scented with lavender, mint, or lemongrass. The garden becomes a personal retreat for mental clarity and physical restoration. In a world where stress and digital overwhelm are constant companions, these spaces serve as antidotes, offering silence, grounding, and connection with nature. The aesthetic language of the minimalist garden also continues to evolve. Neutral palettes remain dominant, but subtle shifts are emerging. Soft earth tones, muted pastels, and warm grays bring depth without clutter. Geometric precision is often softened by organic curves. Rounded stones, flowing water channels, and gently undulating plant borders. The interplay of strict order and natural fluidity creates a balanced tension, giving the garden both calmness and vitality. Art and sculpture are playing a more prominent role in minimalism. Instead of elaborate collections, a single piece becomes the anchor of the space. A smooth concrete sphere, a steel frame, or a wooden installation provides contrast to greenery. These elements act as punctuation marks in the design, drawing attention without overwhelming. They emphasize the minimalist ideal, one strong statement rather than many competing voices. Climate adaptation is another defining factor. As temperatures rise and weather patterns shift, minimalist gardens are evolving to meet these challenges. Shade structures, drought-resistant plantings, and permeable ground surfaces help manage heat and water scarcity. Rooftop gardens not only beautify but insulate buildings, reducing energy consumption. In this sense, the minimalist garden is both art and infrastructure, contributing to sustainability on a broader scale. The social aspect of gardens is also transforming. Even small minimalist gardens are being designed as gathering spaces. Compact fire pits, integrated benches, and modular dining setups encourage connection. The minimalist principle ensures that these additions remain subtle and cohesive, enhancing function without creating clutter. These gardens reflect a cultural trend toward valuing experiences over possessions, where shared moments in simple, beautiful spaces carry the deepest meaning. Looking ahead, the role of sound in garden design will grow. Already, water features provide ambient soundscapes, but future gardens may integrate acoustic design more deliberately. Bamboo groves that rustle in the wind, stone surfaces that echo footsteps, or digital soundscapes blended with natural elements will create multisensory experiences. Minimalism ensures that sound is not chaotic, but carefully curated, heightening atmosphere while preserving calm. The psychology of space is central to the minimalist garden's future. Studies show that uncluttered environments reduce stress, improve focus, and promote well-being. As cities grow denser and lives more demanding, minimalist gardens become essential rather than optional. They offer an accessible form of therapy, a private retreat where the mind can reset. For this reason, architects and designers are increasingly integrating gardens into residential, commercial, and even corporate projects as functional necessities. Ultimately, the future of minimalist small garden design lies in its ability to balance timelessness with innovation. It is a style rooted in ancient philosophies, yet open to modern technology. It is global in inspiration, yet deeply personal in expression. It adapts to limited space while expanding human experience. It reduces excess while amplifying beauty. What began as a response to crowded urban life has grown into a worldwide movement. Minimalist gardens symbolize more than style. They represent a new relationship with nature and with ourselves. They remind us that simplicity is not emptiness, but clarity, that restraint is not limitation, but freedom, and that beauty does not depend on size or expense, but on intention. As we step into the future, these gardens will continue to evolve, reflecting cultural changes, technological advances, and ecological awareness. Yet their essence will remain the same, to create places of peace, elegance, and meaning within the smallest corners of our world. They are proof that even in minimalism, there is infinite richness, and even in the smallest garden, there is room for endless inspiration.